Welcome, travelers, to Appomattox Court House. Some of these videos will take us to Essex County in Massachusetts to explore some of the mansions on the coast. And some will take us to Newport, Rhode Island to explore and look at some of the mansions from the Gilded Age. We'll head up to the White Mountains of New Hampshire to enjoy some of the roads during the fall season, enjoy some of the leaves changing color. Today, we'll be heading from Appomattox, Virginia to southern Pennsylvania and Gettysburg National Battlefield Park. Along the route, we'll explore some of the small towns and back roads of the heart of Virginia. This is April 8th, I believe, the night before that Lee surrendered. The Battle of Appomattox Station took place here. In this field, Custer was a big part of this one, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong. But the big part about this is right up there on the top of that crest of that hill right there, is where here's a storyboard on April 8th, the Battle of Appomattox Station. Looks like it happened out there. But Grant's pursuit, here's a little storyboard on that. But this is the cool one. This is on the way to the courthouse, the McLean house. But I guess from the way back from the McLean house, which is down there, Grant was back on his way back, General Grant, and it's like, crap, I just did something big. I gotta tell somebody about it. So, looks like somewhere right over there on the crest of that hill over there, he stopped and he wrote a letter to people in Washington to let them know that Lee had surrendered. And it looks like it happened on top of that hill. Welcome to Appomattox Court House, a small village that played a crucial role in the Civil War. This is where General Robert E. Lee, commander of the Confederate Army, surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant, commander of the Union Army, effectively ending the war. As we walk through the village, we can see the restored buildings that were standing at the time of the surrender. Here we have the McLean house, where the surrender took place in the parlor, which is now a museum where visitors can learn about the events that took place here and see artifacts from the war. The village of Appomattox Courthouse is the home of the Appomattox Courthouse National Historical Park, which preserves the site of the surrender and tells the story of the people who lived here during the war. It's hard to believe that such a small village played such a significant role in the history of our country, but as we stand here, surrounded by the rolling hills and lush greenery of Virginia, it is hard to imagine the struggles and loss for both Union and Confederate soldiers on both sides, as they fought so hard to preserve their way of life on one side and keep the Union intact on the other. If you're a history buff or simply looking for a glimpse into the past, Appomattox Courthouse is definitely worth a visit. As I explore some of the park, enjoy some of the sights and sounds of rural Virginia and its history. All right, so we're about ready to leave Appomattox Court House, National Park. But on the way out, we're gonna stop and see where General Lee had his last headquarters. The sign says a 0.3 mile loop, but let's see what it says. It's pretty cool back here. But I can only imagine what it was like back then in April 1865. I'm sure it was a lot more soaked back then. April, spring, yeah. So, all right, let's see what we can find. All right, here is the spot. There's a sign here. It says, on this spot were established the headquarters of the Army of Northern Virginia. General Robert Lee, Confederate States of America, commanding from April 8th to April 11th, 1865. So he was here for about 2 days after the surrender, I guess. Appomattox is that way. 24 is that way. But yeah, kind of a somber moment. So what we're gonna do now is take a look at this real quick. There's the sign, there's a bench. Yeah, a little bit of high ground. Goes up, down that way, but all right, let's continue on. Like I said before, from here, we're gonna head up 24. From 24, cross over to 15, head north on 15. I'm not sure what we're gonna find, but let's see. Yeah, Central Virginia. Let's go take some Virginia back roads and look at some towns and stuff like that. If it's, yeah, it should be fun. Here's an interesting stop, just outside Buckingham, I believe it is. I saw a sign on the side of the road with a Robert Lee Wayside. I'm gonna stop at all of them, but I thought this one was pretty cool. There's a sign up here that says, after Appomattox, just to the south, a monument marks the spot where the tent of Robert E. Lee stood the night of April 12th to 13th, 1865. So this is on his way back to Richmond. Richmond will be that way. 60 goes that way towards Appomattox. Hook a left onto, I think it's 24, I think it is. But that's the road. That's the marker on the side of the road. Here's an interesting little stone marker here. Come over here just to, it's pretty close to the road. So obviously, I'm assuming he was traveling on that road. But there's a sign here that states this stone marks the spot where General Robert E. Lee held his last camp on the return from Appomattox, April 12, 1865. Pretty unassuming, just a bunch of little picnic benches. There's the road, obviously pretty traveled. But yeah, pretty neat little stop. Pretty unassuming. All right, let's continue. So we're heading north on 15. I'm not sure where we're going to be going, but it's. I think the plan is to get from Appomattox, just out south of us, to Gettysburg tonight. It's about 120 miles, but we got about 8 hours to do it in. So I figured we'll just stay off the highways and see what we can find. First, we need to find something to eat because I'm hungry. But yeah, there's not much here between like the history part of it. As far as Civil War, kind of in between the main, I guess, avenues, I guess. So, but we're just gonna go see what we can find, and yeah, just stop if I see something interesting. But for now, we're just gonna head north. North is good. Hagerstown to Gettysburg is the plan, and then tomorrow we're gonna head north up to Massachusetts. But let's see if there's anything interesting here in Virginia. Here's a storyboard for the Battle of Cedar Mountain between Nathaniel Banks and Stonewall Jackson. As you can see, we are here. Well, we've made it to Gettysburg. It's been a long day, but yeah, we did it. We came all the way from Appomattox all the way up here to Gettysburg. And I thought it'd be fitting to end this day at the high water mark of the Confederacy, or near the high water mark. Right behind me, there's a clump of trees you can see up there. That's where Pickett's charge, that's where Lee told him to aim for, the middle of the line, to end there. But that's also considered the high water mark of the Confederacy on July 3rd, 1863. And this morning we started at the low water mark of the Confederacy when they surrendered to General Grant. And yeah, so we went from the high water mark, or backwards, from the middle, from the high to from the low to the high. So, but it's been a good time. I'm pretty tired. I'm not sure what's going on tomorrow, but we've been here before. So, but yeah, I figured it would be a good day to end. Coming up all the way from Appomattox, all the way up here to the beginning of Pickett's charge. All right. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we got some stuff planned. This is just going to be the first episode of a season in the fall. Just trying to get them in seasons, trying to get a little continuation of these episodes going on. But yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, hope you had fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Just on a final note here, I'm reading this little storyboard here, and it says the casualties were high and supplies and ammunition were low, so these armies retreated to Virginia. The rain fell in blinding sheets, and matching the somber mood of the 17-mile wagon train of supplies and wounded escorted by General's cavalry. I don't want to butcher their name, but the rest of Lee's battered army trudged behind. But the sheets of rain, as you can see, are over there. There's some over there. There's a little round top, big round top. You can see the the rain over there. That's probably what they're looking at. Alright, let's get out of here.